Good morning and welcome to this week's Breath Library session. This session is going to be all about how to actually take a deep breath and what that actually looks like. But first, let's have a recap on last week's session. So last week we had Leanne, and she was here talking about female breathing and the impact that our breath can have on females compared to males. So that's a really, really interesting session. If you have problems with your breathing and you realize that they coincide with your cycle, then it is a session that is worth checking out. There will be more sessions to come from Leanne on female breathing. It is a topic that we are passionate about here at Beam. So expect a lot more of that as well. So just another quick update. We are, it's in a couple of weeks now. So there is the Sound Healing Sanctuary. And this is our event. This will be local to Cardiff. It's in person. It runs for half a day. So it's from like 9:30 to 12:30. We will be teaching breath work. We'll be teaching meditation, but we will also have a sound specialist. So we'll be having sound healing at this event as well. So we'll be having gong baths, my favorite. We'll also be having, there'll be like crystal singing bowls, or the singing bowls, the toning forks. That it's going to be an absolute amazing way to start off the weekend. So if you'd like to come along to the Sound Healing Sanctuary, then there will be a link in the description or comments, and you can book a ticket and come along. That if you have any questions, then drop us a message as well. So before we get started into the actual session, what we're going to do is just have a quick reset. So this is a little exercise that we call flipping your switch. It's just so you can bring yourself into the moment. You stop those distractions from, what you were just doing, and it will bring you right into the moment. So put your feet, if you're sat down, then put your feet firmly on the floor. If you can do the stood up as well, and just make sure your feet are nice and flat on the floor. If you're sat down, make sure that your legs are quite relaxed, and you can sit in the chair. Straighten that spine. Roll the shoulders back, chin parallel with the ground, close your mouth, and we're going to take a breath in through the nose. Nice, slow, controlled breath in, and then slow exhale out through the nose. And another breath in through the nose. Nice and slow breath in through the nose. And slow breath out through the nose. Make that exhale nice and long. And just one more breath in through the nose. Nice and controlled, and then just wait, and then exhale. Nice long breath out through the nose. And there we go. That is 3 breaths, and that is flipping your switch. That is changing your physiology. That is bringing your attention here in the moment. It is a very quick exercise. It's very calming, but it also just brings your attention to your breath. You're changing your posture. So rather than being slumped down, you can just change your state in just 3 breaths. And that is a wonderful exercise. If you just joined, then watch back afterwards, because that's a really nice, quick exercise you can do with your breath. So this session is all about how to actually take a deep breath. It's something that that is a question that comes up quite a bit for us. And taking a deep breath isn't about sucking in as much air as possible. You know, if in the past you might be like, take a deep breath, and then you go, it's all wrong about how you're actually taking a deep breath, because that is taking a fast, you're breathing in way too much air, it's not been filtered, and it's not reaching the essential parts of our lungs when we want to down regulate, when we want to bring calm into the situation, lower stress and anxiety. So taking a deep breath, there is it's a slower way of doing it. When we take a deep breath, what we actually want to do is we want to send the air into our lungs so that it distributes into the bloodstream more effectively. And when we take a breath like that, which sounds like a deep breath, but it isn't. And when we do it like that, we're not supplying our body with what it needs. So this session, taking how to actually take a deep breath, is a really, really simple one, because what we're going to do is we're going to just position ourselves, feet firmly on the ground again. And what we're going to do is, it's really important to think about posture, because we want to get into the moment. We want to bring our attention to our breath. So when we're doing that, when we change our posture, we're connecting with the ground, which is a whole nother session. And, we are changing our posture. So, we're telling our body something's different, something's about to happen. And what we're going to do is, we're going to make sure our spine is straight, but we're going to focus on breathing through the nose only. Now, if you've attended these sessions before, you might have heard me harp on a little bit about breathing through your nose. That's because it is how we're supposed to breathe most of the time. When we breathe through our nose, we filter the air. If you look at the holes compared to my mouth, they're much smaller. So there is that resistance. There is almost like a restricted breathing compared to breathing through the mouth. So when we breathe through our nose, these tiny, tiny little nostrils, then what we're doing is we are controlling the amount of air that goes into our lungs, which is the right amount for what our body needs. So we're sat here nice, and we've just changed our posture. So feet on the floor, relaxed legs, straighten your spine. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to close our mouth, and just for a couple of, just for a minute, what we're going to do is we're going to slowly breathe in and out through the nose. So we're going to breathe in, nice slow controlled breath in and out. And on the next breath in through the nose, when you imagine filling up your lungs like a glass of water, just filling them up from the bottom to the top, all the way in and out. And your next breath in, fill that glass up, fill those lungs up from the bottom. And the breath out should be passive. It's a relaxing breath. Just let it go. So on the next breath, slow that breath in so it's nice and controlled. You can feel that your lungs are fully expanding, the diaphragm's fully engaged. Now breathe out. And breathe in, and just that slowness, that everything is expanding. You're filling your lungs. It's not fast. It's not rushed. And breathe out. And one last time, take a breath in through the nose. And breathe out. So that is how we take a deep breath. What we're doing is we are controlling the air that's coming in. We're making sure it's being filtered through the nose. We're taking that breath in, and we're filling the lungs up slowly from the bottom. And it's important that when we breathe in through our nose, that we're able to engage the diaphragm, and we pull that air all the way down into the lowest lobes of the lungs with the highest concentration of alveoli. So it means that that first breath that we're taking down is getting a better gas exchange. And when we have that better exchange, more oxygen is fueled into the blood, it's carried around the body to the tissues, organs, brain, wherever you need it the most, compared to breathing through your mouth. Now, if we were to do that same exercise, which we're not going to because we're nice and calm, nice and down-regulated, if we were to do that through the mouth, you wouldn't feel the same. You would feel like there was still something missing. You would feel maybe a little bit sort of anxious. Maybe it's not how we're supposed to be. When we breathe through our mouth, and we're doing that for a few breaths, we're in the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight response. So our body feels, when we're breathing through our mouth, that we're actually on alert. So when we breathe through our nose, we're in the parasympathetic, and this is the rest and digest. So taking a deep breath before we sit down and engage in a meal. So you can just do that for, it takes like 20, 30 seconds. Your food has arrived, and take that breath in through the nose, out through the nose, and just for a short moment, really until saliva has sort of started to build up in your mouth, and it will do that really quickly. Then your body knows that you're ready to digest. So I think actually I'll do another session all about breathe in before you eat, because it's really important. But this is how we take a deep breath. It's not through the mouth, it's through the nose. So next time you feel a bit overwhelmed, next time you feel like there's a lot going on, don't take a big breath like that. Take a big breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out. And it's that simple. So thank you very much for coming along and learning all about how to actually take a deep breath. Next week's session is going to be, we're doing some more animal breathing. So we are going to learn how to breathe like a tortoise. And so this comes from the ancient Chinese way of breathing using Qigong. And this exercise is for longevity. It was believed to be for longevity, to breathe like a tortoise. So that is going to be a great session. That's next week. Just a reminder, the Sound Healing Sanctuary on the 25th of November. I'll put links in the description and comments so you can grab yourself a ticket. If you're in Cardiff or South Wales and would love to come along, then all are welcome. I'll see you next week, same time. See you later. Bye.